Radhe Radhe. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, or the Song of God, is beautiful and purifying when listened to and chanted with devotion. Let's explore the 108 most important shlokas of this sacred text. The very first shloka from the first chapter starts with the word dharma, and the very last word of the last chapter is mama. A very interesting and important understanding from this is that the entire Gita explains what is mama dharma. That is, what is my dharma? It's a handbook that teaches us what our natural consciousness is. Chapter 1, Shloka 1. Dhritarashtra uvacha dharmakshetre kurukshetre समवेतायुयुत्सवः मामकाः पाण्डवाश्चैव किमकुर्वत Sanjaya. Translation. King Dhritarashtra said, O Sanjaya, having assembled in the holy land of Kurukshetra, eager to fight, what did my sons and the sons of Pandu do? In the first chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna speaks to Krishna, letting out his anguish and stress. He gives a lot of valid reasons as to why he should not be fighting. But Krishna doesn't say anything to him. When he finally surrenders himself and accepts Krishna as his guru, Krishna starts with his advice. This shows that Krishna always reciprocates according to our mood. If we accept him as our guru, he becomes our guru. In this shloka, Arjuna is accepting Krishna as his guru. He is totally surrendering himself to Krishna. Chapter 2, Shloka 7. Karpanya doshopahata svabhavah पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसमूढचेताः यच्छ्रेयः स्यान्निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं शाधि मां त्वां प्रपन्नम्. Translation. My nature being overpowered by the defect of weakness of heart and my mind being confused about my duty, I ask you to please tell me decisively which course of action is most beneficial for me. I am your disciple and have taken refuge in you. Please instruct me. A scholarly person uses logic expertly to present his arguments. The very definition of intelligence is that one is capable of discriminating between right and wrong. Arjuna had undoubtedly presented his arguments and logical reasons as to why he doesn't want to fight in a superb manner. But the very first thing Krishna did was to tell Arjuna that his behavior did not match his intelligence, thus proving that in front of the Supreme Lord's logic, human minds are small and no mundane argument can win against divine will. Chapter 2, Shloka 11. Shri Bhagavan Ashocyananvashocastvam prajnavadamshta bhashase gatasu nagatasumshcha nanushocanti panditaha. Translation. Shri Bhagavan said, you are grieving for those who are unworthy of grief and yet speaking as though learned. Those who are truly wise lament neither for the dead nor for the living. The Srimad Bhagavad Gita is a guidebook for life. Everything Krishna tells Arjuna is a life lesson for all of us. The first lesson Krishna teaches Arjuna is that every jiva or every living entity is eternal. Haven't you heard people say that we have just one life and that we must live this one life beautifully? But the question is, do we really have only one life? Not really. We have been through innumerable lifetimes. सुना है ना कि 84 लाख योनियों में तुम लोग और हम लोग भटकते हैं. And in this lifetime, we have got human birth, which is very precious, which means we will have a future lifetime too. So it's very important to think about what we are doing in this one life, because this is what's going to affect what will happen to us in our future life. Chapter 2, Shloka 12. न त्वेवाहं जातु नासं न त्वं नेमे जनाधिपाः न चैव न भविष्यामः सर्वे वयम् अतः परम्. Translation: There was never a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor any of these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to exist. In the Mahabharata, during the Yaksha Prashna Prasanga, the Yaksha asks questions to Yudhishthira Maharaja on various philosophical topics, right? And we know how beautifully and perfectly Yudhishthira Maharaja answers all the questions. In the end, Yaksha asks him, "What is the greatest wonder in this world?" Yudhishthira replies, "We see many people dying every day, that every day one or the other person leaves the body. Even though everyone who is born is sure to die and everyone actually sees this happening, still everyone thinks he will live on forever. Oh Lord, what can be a greater wonder?" Fully satisfied, the Yaksha reveals his true identity and blesses Yudhishthira Maharaja. How wonderful, right? Chapter 2, Shloka 13. देहिनोऽस्मिन् यथा देहे कौमारं यौवनं जरा तथा देहान्तरप्राप्तिर्धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यति. Translation: Just as childhood, youth, and old age pertain only to the body of the embodied self, so also the self attains another body after death. A wise person is not bewildered by this. Haven't we heard the story of the ant and the grasshopper? Yes. The grasshopper spends the entire summer singing while the ant is busy working hard and stacking food for the upcoming winter. When winter arrives, the grasshopper finds itself dying and begs the ant for food. We all know about the changing seasons and try to protect ourselves in every season, right? In summer, we turn on the ACs and fans, and in winter, we wear sweaters. But do we know that our feelings also are just as fleeting like the seasons? How prepared are we to face our joys and troubles? Chapter 2, Shloka 14. Matra sparshastu kaunteya शीतोष्ण सुख दुःखदाः आगमापायिनो नित्यस्तां तितिक्षस्व भारत. Translation: O son of Kunti, the contact of the seasons with their objects generates feelings of heat and cold, happiness and misery. They are transitory, having a beginning and an end. Therefore, O descendant of Bharata, tolerate them. We do everything in our lives with a sense of continuity. If there was no continuity, we will feel so lost, right? For example, just take a look at time. The concept of space and time have been a subject of study in every age, in every generation. Is there actually a past, present, and future? Every moment we live in the present moment, right? Still, there is a time that's gone, but and a time that will follow also. There's no doubt about this, right? This continuity is what makes us feel alive. This continuity is actually in our minds. That is why it is said that time is relative. This is also why we feel inside of insides that we are always present. Krishna explains that we, our spirit souls, are eternal. Chapter 2, Shloka 20. न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचित् नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः अजो नित्यः शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने sharire. Translation: the self never takes birth nor does it die, nor having once come into being will it ever be subject to further becoming. It is birthless, eternal, changeless, and primordial. It is not killed when the body is killed. When things in our house become worn out or useless, what do we do with them? What do we do with our torn clothes, our old clothes? Do we discard them or keep them? Some people latch on to old stuff saying old is gold. It's interesting, isn't it? We take pride in keeping unique or antique stuff at home. The value of some things increases with time, and the value of some other things decreases with time. Krishna compares our material body made of five elements with clothing. Just like we discard old clothes, we discard old bodies and get into new bodies. Chapter 2, Shloka 22. वासांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय नवानि गृह्णाति नरोपराणि तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णानि अन्यानि संयाति नवानि देहि. Translation: as a person giving up worn out garments puts on new ones, so the embodied self casting off worn out bodies enter into other new bodies. We connect everything with our body, right? It's natural because that's what we have been taught since our birth, since we were born, beginning with our name. Everything is in connection with the body. Our relationships are of the body. But the point is that we are not even this body. When we understand this truth, our way of looking at things change. The world is always waging wars thinking they are killing people and removing their existence. But is that actually happening? Think deeply. Uselessly they fight without knowing the truth. In this shloka, Krishna says that nothing can destroy the soul. Chapter 2, Shloka 23. Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavakaha, na chainam kledayantyapo, na shoshayati marutaha. Translation: weapons cannot cut the self, nor can fire burn it. Water cannot wet the self, nor can wind dry it.